back. I'm back here in San Francisco. I took a long road trip through Oregon and Seattle and Idaho, Nevada. I went everywhere. And before we begin, I got a good story for you. So I visited my friend Paul in Seattle, and he hosted me at his house. He took over for my business when I went to South Africa. And he's from South Africa, ironically. When I went to Egypt. He's from South when I went to Egypt. But I took him to lunch. I said, Paul, I got this. It's on me. And so then afterwards, we go to coffee. And Paul says to me, he orders, and then he turns around and says, what are you having? Right? The international gesture for, it's on me. And I, of course, look a gift horse in the mouth. And I turn my head, and I say to the lovely barista, I said, oh, tell me about that cookie. And she's telling me about the cookie. And I turn around. He's gone. He went to the bathroom. He stuck me with the bill. Well, Paul, joke's on you, because I stole your coffee mug. Paul and Julia forever. He did a face swap between he and his wife. But Paul got me back, unbeknownst to him. I was doing a session this morning, and I go to drink, and I spill coffee all over my desk. So, joke is on me. Oh, this isn't what you came for. Today, we're going to be talking about, it's your first day at a startup, right? It's your first day working with a client, and you want to understand what is the competitive landscape. The market's changing faster than ever. I don't know if you've seen this, but there is a chart that shows adoption of technology. So it's like you look at electricity, and it's like this, and the car, and it's like this, and then if you look at like ChatGPT, it instantly spikes up. So that's the world that we live in. That's the market that we live in. And if we try to take playbooks from 2011 and bring them to 2023, they won't work. If we tried to take our market understanding of a year ago, it won't work. Things have changed. So what we're going to do today is to capture that change in a bottle and understand how we differentiate ourselves. And that's what this video is about. So I'm not going to put any time restrictions on this because I'm here for you. But I want to make sure that we're only going to use ChatGPT and Harmonic. We're going to use Harmonic, but only briefly. And that's it. And this is a mechanism for you to be able to educate yourself without going through what would take months and months and months of research work that would eventually just deteriorate. So enough about this. And if you want to get a good shot of that Paul mug here. It's like not racking. There you go. Enjoy that. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to look at Sybil. And I went to Harmonic and I said, give me all the companies that have doubled their headcount in the last 90 days between 30 and 100 employees in B2B SaaS. And ironically, we use Sybil. It's good. We tested all the other meeting apps, and this is the best one. I haven't tried Zoom's out yet. Zoom has a new AI assistant. But the magic summaries are quite good. They tell me when I make mistakes, etc. So we're going to go into ChatGPT, and we're going to use with Bing. So this is new. They killed it, and they brought it back. So all I'm going to do at the beginning is I'm going to ask it to define what a good market analysis looks like. I want you to be the VP of product marketing at this company. The first thing I want you to do is go throughout the website and understand the features, the functionalities, why this company thinks they are unique in the market, and what and how they stand out specifically. Leave no stone unturned. I want you to be as detailed as possible. So all we're doing, and this is the first thing, this is the first thing that I will do, is I will give it context on who I am, or who I am pretending to be here in this case. Then while that's going on, what I want to do is I want to just pull up a small number of competitors. So we're going to go with Gong, Fathom, and Clary. Let's not use Salesforce because they could be a different thing. So these are Gong reviews, Fathom reviews, and Clary reviews. Now, Clary was just, Wingman was just acquired by Clary, so they obviously thought there was something good there. I'm going to go to ChatGPT Splitter, I like to use this. Let's just make sure that there's. Let's try the Pokeball here to see if we can get the actual text of the reviews. Sometimes they won't pull that. We have the people. Okay. I don't need too many reviews here. I actually just want to... Oh, let's start with Gong, actually. I just want to give it some context. Okay, great. Okay, good. So we have some feedback about Gong, and let's start there. Oh, great. That was not good. Oh, interesting for Gong. All right. So now what I'm going to do is actually give it pages here because ChatGPT didn't. And it is interesting that they see themselves as like integrating with these tools and not a competitor. This was a woefully inadequate answer. Oh, server error. This was a woefully inadequate answer. I want you to read all of the following pages and summarize why Sybil thinks that they are different compared to their competitors and what value they have to offer in the market that others might not. Great. Oh, I guess great. It's going to go look at those sites. So while that happens, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a couple of ChatGPT splitters. I just want to give it context on the three sort of market leaders here. We did Gong. Let's do Fathom. And you have to be careful because it does get drunk. If you give it too much information, it does get drunk. But 3 should be good. All right. Here are reviews for one of Sybil's top competitors on G2. What I want you to do is to summarize these reviews and tell me why they are different. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to use a different tool here because we have this great summarizer tool. So this is going to allow me to provide less information. This should only be about the review text. The review. This is a G2 review page. Oh, and you're going to see my API key, which is wonderful, which is, yeah, great. So this won't work because that's not my API key anymore. I killed all my API keys. So I will do this on a different screen and get back to you in a second. So basically, this is a tool called ChatGPT Summarizer that will summarize the page. And so that's exactly what I am looking to do. And let's just make sure that that API key doesn't work. Great. That would be really silly of me, wouldn't it? ChatGPT Summarizer. All right, settings. New API key. GPT-4. Yeah. Okay. Because I care for you, I'll give you the GPT-4. All right. Great. Okay, that's good. Great. Okay, so let's actually, what I'm going to do is I want to focus. I'm changing the prompt here on the screen. You can't see this, but focus on the negatives here and make sure that we capture all of the current flaws with this tool that users talk about. So really the power here is to be able to summarize what Gong does here. And oh, great. So because I reset the, this is good. This is great. Look at this. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to take this and bring this into the perfect. Okay. Now here are some, let's actually just talk to ChatGPT. What I'm going to do is paste you summaries of Sybil's main competitors from comments on G2. Now what I want you to do is give me a comparison of Sybil versus Sybil's top competitors, specifically focusing on what things I should say based on my competitors' current weaknesses. I want to make sure that at any point, if you need further information from the web, feel free to view the company's website, which I will include, or visit Sybil's website to investigate further. This is kind of the power of being able to ask ChatGPT to go browse the web, is that you can give it additional context. So reviews of gong.io. I always like to provide organizations. Look, it's been trained on the British. And let's pull up Fathom's website. Great. What I probably, I probably actually should have gone to the, I guess it's here. I probably actually should have filtered this by time. So this is G2 sort. Let's go and paste this here. But I do want to sort this by recency. Great. There's enough review here that I can. We're going to do the same thing with Clary. Video sharing. Pre-recorded webinars. Look at this. Uses bandwidth. This is actually great feedback to figure out what you should build. For Google, they don't integrate with Google. This is great. All right, we probably only can do one more. This is Clary. So let's sort Clary by timing, because remember, things change. So the value of this is really being able to do this in time. Okay, great. Perfect. So let's make sure the whole page loads. Great. I'm not drinking from Paul's mug anymore because I was punished for that. This is not great, so let's see if we can actually filter to negative reviews, because I do want distance. Let's see when the last 3-star review is. May 30th, October. Japanese. Oh, the color scheme. This is not. Let's take the 4 stars. And then I want recency. August, okay. May, April. Maybe everyone loves Clary. Maybe no one has any problems. Let's sort by the lowest rated. 2022, 2021. Yeah, this is where having some, they probably have incentivized a lot of these reviews, so you're not getting some of the true negative reviews here. Oh, this could be interesting. Let's do most recent and see if we can. April. Okay, let's do this one more time. Thanks for sticking with me here while we. Sometimes it's not about the negative views here. It could just be really messaging opportunities. Okay. Clary. Yeah. Look at this. Great. Now what I want you to do is to provide me a table here with 2 columns. The first column being my strengths compared to my competitors' weaknesses. I want this column to be sorted by the things that give me the most advantage that people have ideally complained about. I'm also going to paste you the G2 category page so you can look through other reviews if you think that is necessary. I want this to be absolutely accurate and focus in on making sure that for everything that you claim that you have an anchor with which to claim it. That is to say that there are actual reviews that you can pull from. So now maybe there are other, and this is where I think it's going to fall down. I don't think that ChatGPT will do this really well. Actually, I'm going to give it the reviews. I want this to do most recent. Main category page. Specific competitors. So the other thing we can do is we can paste the site back in and see how well Sybil has done messaging against these competitors. By the way, this is how Amazon makes products. They will actually look at the reviews of Apple TV and Roku and TiVo, if that's still a thing, and they will build a product that is just based on the negative reviews of all of those other products. Yeah. And Fathom's less accurate transcription. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. engagement level tracking, unlike Gong. All right, let's do this. I'm going to actually pull up Blueprint Intent here, my jobs database, and we're going to look at who uses Gong and basically figure out how we can message accordingly. So let's do Gong. I'll show you what I'm up to in a second. Gong.io. Okay, so all I did is I just said, give me the jobs that mention Gong. Oh, contact Ray Gong. That's funny. Outreach Gong and Salesforce. Okay. And let's actually filter this by titles. Account sales. Let's just make this really simple. So all I'm saying is give me all the jobs, and I'll post in the last 90 days that mention Gong or Gong.io and tools such as Gong. So I'm going to do this at small scale, but we totally could do this at large scale here. So let's actually just take this to a single job. Now, this is how I would do this as a sales rep. Now that we have understanding about how Sybil compares with Gong specifically, I'm going to give you the job description from a company of a sales engagement manager, and I want you to look at their requirements and write a message that specifically calls out Gong, the things that this company might use Gong for based on your investigation, and how Sybil will solve those problems for the customer. Here's the full job description. So let's, this is a total experiment. Yeah, messaging is bad usually when you do it this way. Generally, this email sucks, but I really like the features and benefits. And I want you to make this more conversational. I want you to identify that you've done your research, that you are summarizing first the problems in the job description, and then summarize how you are thinking about their Gong usage, and then just ask them a question about Gong's failures that Sybil can help with. Do not talk at all about Sybil. I want you to specifically call out all of the research, problems that might occur using Gong, and specifically problems that Sybil might be able to help. No one is going to read an 87-page email. This needs to be short, sweet, and as specific as possible. And remember, words like game changer are hated the world around. Do not use them. I do not want any cliches. I want you to write as a very well-researched product marketer would. So for some reason, ChatGPT thinks that people will respond to this. What I really want to do is I actually want to talk about my investigation and things that, because when we sort in Blueprint, we sort by density of keyword. So in this case, right, this company mentions Gong 3 times in their role. So reports in Gong, so they actually talk pretty detailed about Gong. So we should be able to at least get a single great email written. Oh, look at this. ChatGPT is making me do its work now. This is better. Great. I want you to make this much more conversational. The subject should be ringing in your ears. Don't say, "Dear sales name manager," just start the message. And I like the intro, but I want to be much more curious, and I want to ask more pointed, specific questions about what you know about Gong. And also, I want you to estimate the time that this person is likely going to spend because of Gong's failures and compare that to possible savings that Sybil can have, but do not mention Sybil. At the end, you should only ask a very simple question. Are these key failures of Gong impeding your work? That's the question you should end with. Do not sign off the message under any circumstance. Remember, you're writing to a friend. Friendly, conversational. It's as if you've known this person your whole life. Don't be cheeky, though. I'm not looking for a British person. So really getting this thing to write an email once is kind of being able to write the email in limited amounts of times. It's just about stitching the data together, and it's best to do this inside of ChatGPT. You can give it this context over time, but really I'm not trying to scale this right now. All I want to do is to understand the market and then understand if someone is using a competitor and we've already identified weaknesses, how can I message against that competitor based on real world problems that people have said recently about it, which is really important. It didn't listen. It didn't listen to me. Yeah. Gold dust. That's great. Oh, that's great. This is fine. Like, it's not the greatest message, but it is about problems that exist in Gong's product. It is about the actual challenge that this person is going to have to solve, and it is really specific to Gong. So it is, it's not the best email that I would send necessarily, but it is very specific about the problems that this person is going to solve. The interesting thing, too, is Blueprint is just rolling out jobs to people. So we are implementing a feature where we could tell you the sales enablement manager at 15.5. Actually, let's just do that. Let's see. Let's see if I can find this person. I'm going to go sell. I'm going to go sell this thing. This is really funny. People. When did this job close? This job closed September 19th, so pretty recently. This is sales enablement. Oh, maybe they haven't started yet. Oh, I don't. 11-1. Is this all 11? Oh, sales operations. This might be the right person. Ooh, the marketing operations manager. They've changed. All right, let's just open a couple of these. Maybe this person hasn't started yet. January, November. They've been there for a while. Product manager, senior product manager. Oh, this person probably reports into Josh. So not this person. Oh, they just left. Oh, it's probably the head of sales. Head of sales development. It could be this person. Yeah, let's connect with them. Let's just message Josh. Can I not message him? I just did a 30-minute video about your sales enablement manager job post and how and challenges that this person might have with Gong. We just switched to Sybil, and actually let's just share this chat. Let's see, GTM market. Let's see. We just switched from Sybil. We just switched to Sybil. And I asked ChatGPT to build a message. If it's legit, I did a. Okay, great. Let's. Who knows? Who knows if that will work? All right, I will share in this video. I will share this thread, but really, you can see how you can use ChatGPT with the summarizer, the Whisper API integration, as well as just looking at some G2 pages, and in 30 minutes, get a really good understanding of who your competitors are, what people dislike about your competitors, how your speeds and feeds compare, messaging against those competitors, and if you're looking at blueprint intent, you can figure out who's using those competitors, how they're using those competitors, and how your value compares with their value. And you don't have to guess at any of this. The large language models can do it for you. So this video probably cost me under $5 with all of the GPT-4 calls. Well, I guess in the $20 a month I'm spending on GPT+. That's it. Thank you so much for coming for another 30 minutes. I have to say, every time I get your messages about, I always like throw in some tidbit at the end. You know, like I think last time I said something about Missouri in the winter. Today I'm going to give you a quote, which is that coldest winter I ever experienced was that summer in San Francisco. So throw me that quote back at me and I will know that you have watched this whole video, which I'm always impressed the people that do that. And I am so grateful that you have spent so much of your time with me. And I hope this is useful to you. Thanks again and have a wonderful Tuesday. See you on the flip side.